Welcome back to Overcoming Invisible Battles Through Visible Strength. I'm Octavia Wright. This month we've been talking about healing beyond the physical. We've talked about protecting your mental health. We've talked about the power of rest. And today we're closing this month's series with something I believe many of us need more of: grace. Not just grace for other people, grace for ourselves. Because sometimes the person we're hardest on is the person in the mirror. When you're living with chronic illness, disability, or recovering from a life-changing medical experience, there may be things you simply cannot do the way you once did them. Your energy may be different. Your mobility may be different. Your schedule may be different. Your independence may look different. Even the way you see yourself may have changed. And without realizing it, you can begin measuring today's version of yourself against yesterday's abilities. You start saying, I used to be able to do this. Why is this taking me so long? I shouldn't need help with that. I should be further along by now. But here's something I want you to consider. Who decided where you should be by now? Healing doesn't operate according to somebody else's calendar, and neither does your life. Sometimes we create expectations for ourselves based on a life that no longer exists in exactly the same way. And then we punish ourselves when we can't meet them. That's not motivation, that's pressure. Giving yourself grace means recognizing the difference. It means saying, maybe I can't do everything the way I once did it, but let me recognize what I can do. Maybe something takes longer now. That's okay. Maybe you need assistance. That's okay. Maybe today requires rest instead of productivity. That's okay too. Your worth was never supposed to be measured by how much you can accomplish in one day. I want you to think about someone you deeply care about. If that person were struggling, would you constantly remind them of everything they couldn't do? Would you tell them they weren't recovering quickly enough? Would you make them feel guilty for needing help? Probably not. You'd encourage them. You'd remind them how far they've come. You'd tell them to keep going. You'd give them patience. So here's my question. Why don't we always give ourselves that same compassion? The encouragement you so freely give to everybody else, you deserve some of it too. And this is important. Accepting where you are today does not mean you've given up on tomorrow. Acceptance isn't surrender. It simply means you're no longer fighting yourself while you're already fighting something difficult. You can accept today's reality and still hope for tomorrow. You can acknowledge your limitations and still recognize your possibilities. You can grieve what changed and still celebrate what remains. Those truths can exist together. Grace gives them permission to. And for those of us who believe in God, think about this. We talk so much about God's grace toward us, but sometimes we struggle to extend grace toward ourselves. Maybe part of trusting God with our journey is accepting that our lives don't have to look exactly the way we plan for them to still have purpose. Your path may have changed. Your pace may have changed, but God can still work through your life. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to be perfect, and you certainly don't have to become who you used to be in order to have value today. There is still purpose in the person you are becoming. Here's your health and wellness tip of the week. This week, pay attention to the way you speak to yourself. When you catch yourself saying, "I should be able to," pause and replace it with, "What do I need right now?" Maybe you need help. Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need encouragement. Maybe you need to speak with your healthcare team. Maybe you simply need more time. Whatever the answer is, respond with compassion instead of criticism. Before we close, I want you to try something with me. Think of one thing you've been criticizing yourself about. Maybe it's something you can no longer do, something that's taking longer than expected, something you need help accomplishing, or something about your life that simply isn't where you thought it would be. Now imagine someone you love telling you that exact same thing. What would you say to them? Would you criticize them, or would you encourage them? Whatever loving words you would give to them, say those words to yourself. That's your exercise this week. Practice giving yourself the grace you've been giving everybody else. As we close our Healing Beyond the Physical series, I want you to remember what we've learned together. Protect your mind, honor your need for rest, and give yourself grace. Healing isn't always about returning to the person you were before. Sometimes healing is learning to embrace the person you are becoming. So don't measure your life only by what changed. Look at what remains. Your courage, your wisdom, your faith, your ability to love, your ability to grow, your ability to encourage somebody else, and most importantly, your purpose. I'm Octavia Wright. Thank you for joining me for overcoming invisible battles through visible strength. And remember, grace doesn't ask you to pretend nothing has changed. Grace allows you to love the person you are becoming while you're still adjusting to what has changed. Keep advocating for yourself. Keep choosing life. Keep giving yourself grace, and keep overcoming your invisible battles through visible strength. See you all next month, where we will discuss managing fatigue. Created by eWings Professional Services of the Carolinas, LLC.